What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's UEP here, and I'm so glad you all are joining me for another edition of my Senate analysis series. Not really a series, just kind of talking about important Senate races. Now, I did skip over Arkansas because that's not going to be competitive. Um, let's I'm saying the 50 if United States song to myself. So we get Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut. Yeah, so I skipped over Arkansas, but so we're gonna start talking about Colorado, and this race has the potential to be kind of a blowout for a certain Hickenlooper person. But it has the potential to be competitive as well because there is a incumbent Republican who won back in a red wave year 2014. Now it was very close and it was a red wave, so it wasn't a very convincing win, but it was still a victory. It was a tilt victory win, so it was barely under 2%, and he beat an incumbent who had won pretty decisively the previous year. So yeah. So Mark Udall is, for those of you who don't know, the brother of Tom Udall. He was the former senator from Colorado, and he lost to Cory Gardner, who was a former congressman. I believe he served in the House. So yeah. Um, so we're gonna be talking about I think it's interesting that because look, um, Cory Gardner he won a lot of the suburbs, especially this county. I'm forgetting the name, but darker the color of this is a very blue region right there. Then that was a very red region. So the darker the color, the more the bigger of a victory it was for the party. So Cory Gardner he won in a lot of the suburbs. He won here, he won here, he won here, and he won here, and those are all regions that did go for the Democrats. I believe if we can find nope, not that page in the 2016 election where Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump, by 5 points, which is barely just falls into the lean margin, almost basically likely. But let's look at what's different. So Hillary Clinton she won Larimer County, and I believe she won. She won. Oh, okay. So she lost. So that was the one. She won Mano, but she won. She won that county. Oh, actually, okay. So she did flip that county right there. Larimer County, and she did better in Pueblo than than Mark Udall did. And the reason that Udall lost was because Gardner got his base all fired up, whereas Udall didn't, and just kind of came across as a politician. And low turnout all across the board. I mean, very low turnout. I mean, no one got even 100,000 or a million votes in a state that has, I think they have, 4.5 million people, 5 million. So very low turnout. And Udall, he didn't put himself in a very good position. And even before the race, people were rating it as lean for the Republicans, tilt, and most of the polling had Gardner ahead consistently. So this was a very important race, and the Democrats didn't do enough to win it, and they didn't talk about issues that their base was passionate enough about, whereas Gardner did. So let's talk about what did Hillary Clinton do. So first of all, she was more progressive than Mark Udall, who was very centrist and even a could be identified as a conservative Democrat. And Colorado is a pretty progressive state for the Democrats. Bernie Sanders won the primary there in both I believe he won in 2016, and he won it pretty decisively in 2020 on Super Tuesday. So first of all, you had Jill Stein taking away a lot of votes from Hillary Clinton, 38,000 of them actually, and Evan McMullen, she was probably taking away votes from I'm from Hillary Clinton because I know he was a conservative. But he's kind of like Justin Amash, where Justin Amash entered the race for 5 days, and then he was like, "Nope, I'm out." In those 5 days, the Democrats were panicking, and Claire McCaskill went on MSNBC and said, "We do not want another Ralph Nader spoiling this election for us." So, yeah, that's very, very interesting. So Hillary Clinton did better. And again, 2016, Colorado trends to the left every year. I mean, 20 years ago, George W. Bush, I believe, 2000 presidential election in Colorado. Oh, okay, I spelled that wrong, but I know I spelled Colorado. I just had the typo. So, anyways, so George W. Bush. First of all, so Ralph Nader was taking away 100,000 votes from Al Gore. A second, that was a red state in 2000 and 2004. It was a little bit closer. It was a lean red state. In 2008, it flipped to Obama by a likely margin, and then he won it by Romney again. Uh, and then Clinton won it, and I do expect Joe Biden win um, to win this state. And again, we're going to see libertarians taking away votes from Republicans. Now, I'd say that 2/3 of libertarians, if they had to pick Trump or Biden, they'd pick Trump because libertarians are conservatives at heart, and I stand by that belief. So, and also libertarians do very well in New Mexico and Colorado in the Rocky Mountain region. So yeah. So enough talk about 2016. Hillary Clinton won here mostly because she was more progressive than Udall in 2014, and because 2014 was a red wave. Let's talk about the race that we have on our plate right now, and it's between Mark Udall, John Hickenlooper, the former governor, who's very popular, and Cory Gardner. So Cory Gardner is among the most unpopular senators right now. He's 37% approval rating, and if we look at him, he's consistently been getting worse and worse. I mean, he was actually pretty popular back in 2017 when Trump was first elected, plus 19, but he's tied himself to Trump, and civics polls, they're taken every day. Trump is negative 25% in Colorado. Now, he'll probably lose it by less than 25%, but he's going to lose it by a pretty decent margin. So when you look at this stuff, this is bad news for Cory Gardner because he has tied himself to Trump, and quite frankly, that's not good news. He's negative 10 with independents, and that is very, very bad for him because Trump is not popular in Colorado. Colorado is a blue state at this point in time. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about 2018, where Walter Stapleton he lost pretty badly to Jared Polis by over 10.5%, who actually, fun fact, he is a pretty progressive governor, and he is the first openly gay candidate to be the governor of Colorado. So, good for him. But, yeah, overall, the Republicans thought they had a good chance at this, and they didn't. So, yeah, again, we're seeing higher turnout in 2018. 2.5 million votes to what was it? It was 1.8 million. So 700,000 more people voted in this election, which is very good news for the Democrats because there are a lot more registered Democrats, Republicans, and as we all know, higher turnout means higher chance of winning for Democrats. In 2016, Michael Bennet defeated Daryl Glenn in the Senate race as he won the suburbs. But again, the suburbs in 2018 they won in big numbers against the Republicans. So let's talk about the polls. There was a poll that had Gardner ahead in 2016 against, I don't even know who that Johnson guy is, but it's small sample size overall. All the other polls that have Hickenlooper versus Gardner are putting Hickenlooper ahead by 11. So Hickenlooper did have a primary challenger from the left, Andrew Romanoff. But again, Romanoff was, not a super not really a super strong challenger. He was the former Speaker of the Colorado House of Representatives. So, yeah, he has lost in Senate elections before. He primaried Michael Bennet in 2010. He got murdered. But, yeah, so we are probably going to see a pretty big margin of victory for Governor Hickenlooper. He was the former mayor of Denver and popular governor. In fact, I believe 2014 Colorado governor race. So I believe he ran the last time he ran. So John Hickenlooper, he won by a very big margin in a red wave year. Or actually not, it wasn't too big, but he was popular. He won, and he got more votes than, we had a lot of Republicans going for Hickenlooper, and in 2010 I believe he won by even more, which is interesting. Although again, you did have a Constitution Party candidate kind of splitting the vote with Dan Mace, the Republican. So yeah, John Hickenlooper, popular governor, who we're going to see running for Senate. That's very good news for the Democrats. He originally said he wasn't going to run, and he was the first recruit. I mean, he dropped out back in, I believe, September or August of 2019. He quit the race for president. He's not running for Senate, and I believe he'll be the next senator from Colorado. I mean, all the polling has Gardner in trouble, and I mean, he's tied himself to Trump. He voted to acquit Trump. He's voted with Trump like 90% of the time, at least in a very blue state. He is easily the most vulnerable incumbent for the Republican Party. So overall, I currently read this as likely for the Democrats. It could spill over to the safe margin, but I believe Gardner is going to narrowly outperform Trump in the election here. Just because Gardner, is he's an incumbent, whereas Trump already lost to Hillary Clinton of all people in Colorado. Biden's gonna really win that by a safe margin at this point in time. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Oh, I just got into my wrap up. I also do want to mention that Cory Gardner, if we can find his senator ranking, let's go Cory Gardner. With the Republicans, he's not too great. I mean, he's uh, usually you should be at least plus 45 with your own party. Hickenlooper was very popular with Democrats and with a lot of independents, where Gardner is lacking. So this could be a lean Democratic state, but again, Cory Gardner is very unpopular. There are a lot of Republicans who don't like him, who aren't going to turn out for him, whereas Democrats, Hickenlooper, he wins primary pretty convincingly over Romanoff. Uh, and so which means Bernie won the primary in for the Democrats. He's a progressive. Romanoff lost by a big margin. So that means that progressives are already voting for Bernie and they're voting for Hickenlooper. So he probably wouldn't have a problem drawing Bernie bros to his side. So yeah, he'll get the Biden votes. He'll probably get he'll get the independent vote, and he'll get most of the Bernie bros on his side. So yeah, so we're gonna see, we're probably gonna see John Hickenlooper winning this race by a likely margin, and I don't know, been kind of talking in circles, so I'm gonna end this right here. So John Hickenlooper is gonna win this popular governor against an unpopular senator. Not looking too good for Cory Gardner, and even in a best case scenario for the Republicans, I still don't see a path to victory for him. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, like if he gets completely annihilated, to be honest with you guys. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're currently at 232 at the time of this recording, which is interesting because that was Hillary Clinton's electoral vote count. So let's get to 270, which is the magic number for the electoral college. Let's get to 270 by the end of July. Can we do that? I think we can. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.